I am Amalendu Chottopaddhay. I am a humble disciple and heir of my love Lord, Sri Thakur Anukula Chandra. I would like to discuss today some of the questions, some of the pertinent questions, and I would like to answer these questions in the light of the sayings of Sri Thakur Anukula Chandra and also in the light of Bhagavad Gita. The questions I should put forward at first. That is my extract of discussion. I would like to say at first. The first question is taking birth really difficult? The answer is yes. It is a very long journey. This journey is full of troubles, impediments, and harassment. It is a story full of pain and anguish. Now the next question, is death a known fear or an unknown fear? The answer is yes. It is a known fear. And number 3, that is third question, is suicide advisable? The answer is absolutely not. It is not. Because suicide would lead us nowhere. Next question, is death a relief from pain, trouble, and agonies of life? The answer is no, absolutely no. It is even, you see, it is even more painful. Next question, should we be cautious during death? The answer is yes. It is very essential. The next question, what should be our attitude towards life? The answer is we must not like to die. We should hate death. We should devote ourselves in the service of mankind. Or in other words, we must, go on working for our Ishto. This is the only respite from all the suffering. Last but not the least, the last question is that like this, can taking holy bath be arranged? Again, I will repeat. Can taking holy bath be arranged? The answer is yes, it can be arranged. It all depends on the mental state through which we die. So these are the questions and answers in a very nutshell, or you can say this is the extract of my saying. Now I would like to go in detail. This is the era of depression, you can say, because people, would like to die because of various reasons. Would like to suicide because of various reasons. Somebody, fails in the life in the sense that in very many fields he may be unsuccessful, and for various reasons, people like to die. So therefore, I have chosen this discussion. Let's see. I have a friend whom I you see, whom I say Mr. Mukherjee. I should like to start my discussion with some conversation with my friend. You see, he once came to me and said, I would like to die. I asked, would you please explain the reasons behind your such decision? He said, well, nothing specific. Seen this world in various ways, and I hate on this world. So I have decided to die. I said, well, I do understand your reasons. The reasons may be reasonably sound, but there is another aspect on which you have not pondered upon. He asked, what is that? I said, well, it seems to me that you have pondered much on why you do not want to live any longer. But you have not pondered upon the agonies after death. You see, my friend told me, see, that aspect upon which you mention is not within my jurisdiction. So why should I think upon that? I said, well, still, I do believe you need to think much upon that. Well, he laughed and said, what is the use of thinking incidents after death before I die? If that is at all needed, I would think after my death. I said, well, you are mistaken, sir. He said, why? Would you please explain why I am mistaken? I said, well, I do believe that you are a man of reason. Have you got recollections of the severe cyclone that hit hard on Kolkata and 24 Parganas? He said, yes, I have vivid recollections. Then I said, the information that cyclone would come within 72 hours on these places was, you see, forecasted by meteorologists, isn't it? He said, yes. But meteorologists could not resist cyclone to hit. I said, yes. But do you think that forecast had no practical value? He said, well, some practical values are always there in forecasting weather conditions. For example, in that cyclone, many lives of, you see, men and livestock were saved as they were transported in distant places from the site of cyclone. I said, here you are. So, there may be some uses to know the information after death. Maybe you would be compelled to alter your decision to die. Who knows? My friend, you see, told me, say, mister, it is not that I do not know anything upon that aspect. You see, I have some study on religious scriptures, sayings of saints, and please bear in mind that I'm a Brahmin myself. So I know something about something after death. I said, well, you then please listen the sayings of one prophet on this subject. He asked, who is he? I told him, he is Sri Thakur, the latest incarnation of God. He said, well, he is your mentor, isn't it? Now, has he said anything special? I told him, yes, very special. He said, I don't think he said much. And I have that much of time to spare. So carry on. I laughed and said, I don't think that you have that much of time, as it takes the shape of an epic if I narrate all that he said. I just would like to tell you the extract of his sayings in a very nutshell. Just very few of his own sayings. I'm sure that would enable you to change your decision. He laughed heartily and said, well, carry on. I said, well, Sister Thakur was conversing with some mother during noon at Gol Tabu. It was a rounded tent, one of his abodes in Devghar. Sister Thakur asked to one Maya auntie, can you understand that man still remains after death? Maya auntie replied, I do think it remains. But you please explain us in detail. Sister Thakur said, yes, it remains. Not everything is lost. Sushila mother, another mother, you see, she asked, after death, people burn away the gross body, then how it can be seen, Thakur? Thakur replied, not everything is extinguished. Still a body remains. That is very fine body. Even I can realize it using my fine body. That people see dreams, there may have some truth behind it. Sushila mother quipped like this, how even the sensation of touch can be possible? Sister Thakur said, sensations are perceived by mind. You see, I would like to say something about this aspect. Mind. Remember, sensations are really perceived by mind. Science says that sensations or stimulus, or you can say responses, or you can say responses to external stimuli, all these are accepted by our sense organs. And through, you see, sensory nerve, it goes to brain. And brain will assess the entire situation. And brain gives some signal, you see, through motor nerve and through effective organ, we act accordingly. But as a matter of fact, you see, ultimately, the mind, which actually, you see, this mind perceives sensation in the long run. This is the reality. And you see, if I can extend this phenomenon, I can say that, let's say, people think that sex is a bodily matter. No, it is not. It is almost, you can say, you see, even 80% of its sensation is perceived by mind, not by body, as people like to believe. So therefore, if we can change the direction of our mind, we can get rid of unnecessary sex. We can get rid of, you see, illegal sex. Not only sex, but this is also true for other complexes, for anger, and for so many complexes or so many mental states. Now again, coming to the point. During discourse with mother, Sister Thakur says that without taking bath, man cannot prosper. In other words, no development would occur. Now, before birth, it remains tuned with the master complex, in which he or she died. In order to be advanced from this state of affairs, man needs to take bath. In order to take bath, remember, this is the science of taking bath. In order to take bath, he or she, in its ectoplasmic being, this term is coined by Sister Thakur himself. which you see, this ectoplasmic being, which remains as a small web, it needs to go to the brain of a male. This is the first step for taking birth. There are also many are in queue, that is within the brain of a male. Then it needs to go to the womb of a female. Here also, many such beings would go. Out of innumerable sperms, remember, sperm is the visible entity of ectoplasmic body, you can see. It is the miniature form of a man. Now, here also, that is within the womb of mother. Only one sperm would be accepted. And that too, not always. So it is always, you see, it is almost an unending journey through which one can take birth. In this condition, means before taking birth, there is a body, and it has to bear such amounts of agony. Maybe the feelings of such agony are stored in the brain, and we have a feeble recollection of such pain and anguish. And this may be the reason why people don't want to die. See, stating this fact, I said to my friend that, so, Mr. Mukherjee, try to bring the diary that is stored in your brain and go through it. You would remember those pain and anguish. This recollection may deter you to die without proper thinking. Now again, I am coming to the sayings of Sister Thakur. That Sushilama once asked this question to Thakur: was mind still there after death? Sister Thakur replied, since body is there, mind must be there. So, I told my friend like this, maybe you have no recollection of this agony. I would not say that you have not, absolutely not, but remains latent, I should say. You see, it remains latent within your brain. So Thakur warns people like you who have lost these feelings. You see? And then I asked my friend to listen more. Sister Thakur once said, had people have known that how much pain and anguish it takes to take a bath, people would not like to die, for heaven's sake. For heaven's sake. He said, during a sexual congress, some lakhs of jivatmas, that is ectoplasmic body. It means Atma plus complexes. Complexes I have already mentioned, means desire, sex, anger, etc. Now, this is some lakhs of jivatmas come to take birth. Luckily, one such jivatma has the chance. Others have to retreat. So it is a long story of failure and frustration for getting a chance to take birth. This is really very, very painful. Since we have no recollection, we can't realize. Had we have feelings for such painful history, we could not destroy our lives so easily. This is the saying of Sister Thakur. And you see, that is why I told my friend that, see, Mr. Mukherjee, you have gathered hatred on life. And you now feel, you see, that to enlending life, you see, life is no, you see, is not fruitful. But will death help you in any way? Possibly not. Because after death, you will have to feel more pain and anguish. You need to take rebirth. There is no respite from this. And in Gita, it says like this, You see, Jatasya hi dhruvo mrittur dhrubam janmo mritasya cha tasmad apariharje arte natang shochitum arhasi. This is the, you see, 27th sloka of 2nd chapter of Bhagavad Gita. The literal meaning of this sloka means that for death of anyone, born is certain, and of the dead, rebirth is a certainty. Therefore, you ought not to grieve over an inevitable fact. You see, we must not, you see, misinterpret the meaning of the Gita. That here, Bhagavan, Lord Sri Krishna, you see, advised Arjuna not to grieve over an inevitable fact. Yes, it is an inevitable fact that rebirth is a certainty after death. But definitely, the pathway, the journey through which, you see, one would get rebirth is by no means a very easy one. Is by no means is very, you see, very, you see, I should say it's very difficult. Now again coming to the sayings of Sister Thakur on Kulchandra. One Bon Bihari Ghosh, he asks, in nature, extravagancy is not allowed, Thakur. While only one sperm is needed to fertilize the ovum, why lakhs and lakhs of sperms are created and wasted? This is a very pertinent question. And I should say that here lies one question which needs to be solved, because science, even if it's science, till now, up till now I should say, science, you see, it can't answer one of the questions. See, in answer to the question of one Bon Bihari Ghosh, Sri Thakur replied like this: out of lakhs and lakhs of sperm, ovum accepts that very sperm which has maximum tuning with the ovum. You see, here lies the solution. The question is that out of lakhs and lakhs of sperm, we all know that ovum will accept only one sperm out of, you see, innumerable sperm. The question is, which sperm will fertilize the ovum? In other words, which sperm the ovum would accept? Science, till now, has failed miserably to answer this question. You see, because science, you see, I should say that in this connection, I would like to say that I am an associate professor in zoology. This is my subject. You see, I used to teach this in my class. That is fertilization. And really, if somebody, you see, asks like this, that which sperm will fertilize the ovum, you see, I fail to explain. Because no one knows that out of this innumerable sperm, which sperm will fertilize ovum. You see, this is one of the questions which is unsolved till now in science. But Thakur, you see, has replied in his own way. He said that out of lakhs and lakhs of sperm, ovum accepts that very sperm which has maximum tuning with the ovum. This is very important. Because, you see, an ovum is tuned with the thinking process, with the mental state of affairs of mother. Now, accordingly, you see, lakhs and lakhs of sperm means lakhs and lakhs of jivatma, means that atma with complexes of almost the same tuning of the ovum, they would come to fertilize the ovum. But ovum would accept that sperm which has maximum tuning. Now, coming to our present topic. You see, Thakur said like this: like me, lakhs and lakhs of beings are in queue. For instance, lakhs and lakhs of pilgrims assembled to visit deity in Kalighat, Kolkata. He has given such examples, unique examples. And he said that only one is allowed to enter, for instance, to visit the deity. Others who are lax in number will have to leave the place without success. Just imagine the pain and anguish of those beings. So taking rebirth is such a troublesome matter. Each sperm is living. It is just you. Within a sperm, everything of yours remains. This is the saying of Sri Thakur. And that is why I told my friend that Mr. Mukherjee, you are one of these sperms who tried so many times to enter within mother's womb, but failed. Can you recall how many times you had tried to find mother but didn't get opportunity? Just imagine how disappointing it is to be failed. Just imagine the hazards of this path and the pains and anguish associated with it. Since so much trouble, obstacles, impediments were there, had you for once decided to, decided to give up this idea of taking rebirth? The answer is a big no. You did not wish it so. Why you did not wish? Because you knew that to remain as Jivatma without taking birth is very, very, painful. Uncruciatingly painful. And coming to the sayings of Sri Thakur, Kestuda, the full name was Krishna Prasanna Bhattacharya. You see, he got gold medal from Calcutta University, and he stood first in MSc in physics. He was a scientist and also a disciple of Sri Thakur. Now, Krishna Prasanna Bhattacharya asked Thakur, after death, people remain as Jivatma in air and having no stand, no shelter of its own. Isn't it, Thakur? Sri Thakur, you see, got immense pain, and it was all visible in his face, and said, what a terrible situation it is. So, just imagine this condition. Is this condition welcome to anybody? Absolutely not. Nobody knows how long Jivatma will have to stay like this. Sri Thakur, however, give a rough estimate of that time limit. This is also, you should say, something new. Somebody asked Thakur, what is the duration between death and rebirth? Thakur replied, it depends upon the availability of the tuning of the complexes of Jivatma, or you can say the mental state of Jivatma, and the tuning of couple, that is parents, during the time of copulation. This is a very, I should say, a new avenue, and I should say, new way of thinking. And I should say it is absolutely scientific. At least we can say safely that whatever he says, you see, it has a very solid scientific thinking. Now, if these two tunings, that is of Jivatma and also of the parents, that is the tuning means tuning of mental states, are absolutely identical. Only then a Jivatma, or you can say the ectoplasmic being, as told by Sri Thakur, gets the chance to take rebirth. So, I told my friend, have you thought whether you get the same tuning of yours with your would-be parents, so easily? Perhaps not. It would be a long delay to get such parents. Therefore, think twice before you decide to die. Again, you must be very cautious about your thinking process, or you can say the mental state during death. This is very important part. This is a very important, pertinent question. Whether we should be cautious in death, the answer is absolutely yes. We must be very much cautious. Because we must keep our mental state, you see, or our thinking process in high level. Now, as tuning means, tuning, as I've told you, tuning means tuning with your thinking faculty, or you can say the mental state during death. Now, again, coming to the sayings of Sri Thakur, discussion on birth and death, you see, is going on, and Sri Thakur, you see, he told like this: during the time of death, a man disintegrates with a specific thinking process or mental state. Within that thinking process, all the deeper impressions and inclinations are concentrated there. This is again very new. Now, during the time of copulation of couple, I should say, if the tuning of that thinking process of ectoplasmic body gets perfectly matched, only then rebirth for ectoplasmic being is possible. It is seen that everybody exhibits a particular type of inclination or some scar. This is acquired, according to Thakur. This is acquired through generations. That inclination or some scar has got resemblance with the inclination of his or her forefathers. It is for this reason you are seeing they come there. So, there is a definite cause and effect relationship. You see, as I've told you, that which sperm will fertilize the ovum? In other words, which sperm the ovum would accept? Up till now, it's a chance factor. According to Thakur, it is a very specific process. It's a very specific cause and effect relationship. Now, you see, and again I told my friend that, Mr. Mukherjee, you may think that if taking rebirth is so difficult, so lengthy, so painful a process, then better remain as ectoplasmic body. No, Mr. Mukherjee, to remain as ectoplasmic being is by no means a pleasure or less painful for that matter. As ectoplasmic being has all sensations and it fervently aspires for taking the birth. Just listen to the sayings of Sri Thakur. One Panchanand Sarkar, he was a professor, he asked Thakur, has Jivatma got any sensation during the intermediate period between death and rebirth? Please listen again. Has Jivatma got any sensation during this intermediate period between death and rebirth? Sri Thakur replied, yes, it has all the sensations. Then Kestoda, about whom I have already alluded, he asked this question, but Thakur, in order to feel sensation, one needs brain and sense organs. So, Sri Thakur replied, it has a fine body. Within this body, every faculty are impregnated. So feeling sensation is not at all impossible. So just see, it reveals that our gross body is not everything. Behind this body, there is a fine body, and it has all the requirements stored for getting every feeling. You see, this may be comparable to our dream state, I should say. during dream state, you see, we forget bodily sensations, but we have mind. Though the scales are changing. You see, through mind we see dreams. If awakening state is a reality, then why dream state is not a reality? It is equally true, I should say. Remember, we remain in three states: awakening state, dream state, and deep sleep state. That is also known as sushupti state. You see, in awakening state, we can feel the three entities, that is our body, gross body, our mind, and we are aware, or we have seen something, that something is there behind mind, which is called Atma. So in awakening state, we have the awareness of all the three entities. As a matter of fact, we are a three-layered entity, we can say. Now, if awakening state is a reality, then dream state is also a reality. It cannot be a non-reality. Similar is the case with the sushupti state. Now, Kestuda, he asked, after death, how a person feels without a body? So Thakur replied, well, think like this, that much like dreams. Kestuda asked, but in dream, my body remains. Actually, the situation is not like that. Because in dream, though, you see, I have body, but the feelings of my body, you see, in that state, is not perceived by us. So therefore, we have minds and that Atma during dream state. And during Sushupti state, only Atma is there. Of course, it is covered by a fine membrane. So, which is otherwise also known as Karan Satta, Karan being. Anyway, so therefore Kestuda thought that how, you see, a person can feel without a body. But the body is really there. Anyway, Thakur says, just think about dream state without body. As I have already mentioned regarding this. Because in dream state, as I have told you, that we have, you see, no feelings for our body state, body entity. Now, Kestuda again quipped, is it possible, Thakur? Thakur answered, yes, possible. At that point of time, that small wave, remember, this is a very, you see, nice talking. He says like that ectoplasmic being, you see, they remain as small waves. And he says like this, that small wave becomes the being. Within this wave, everything is there accordingly. However, gross body has a particular sensation. And this fine body, that means the small wave, has particular sensation, specific of its own. So, you see, try to think the situation during death. You see, during death, it is, you see, people disintegrate with a particular thinking process or mental state, about which I have already mentioned. Now, it is something new at that time. This thinking process is the result of some total of complexes in which a person, you see, was obsessed of. This is precisely the reason why people should be very careful during death, as the later birth is predetermined by the thinking process during death. So therefore, as I have told you, you see, in the beginning of my discussion, that whether, you see, taking holy bath can be arranged, I answered, yes. You see, if I can tune my thinking process, if I can absorb my thinking process with my Ishto, you see, it is possible to augment my thinking process, my mental state towards higher level. Even for those people who do not believe in God, they must, engage themselves with the welfare of mankind. In that process also, his thinking process, his mental state during death will be on a higher platform. Now again, coming to the sayings of Sri Thakur. Thakur once said like this, that this life is called Bhavo Samudra. Various waves are there in life. You need to keep a particular thinking process or mental state throughout your life, which will be culminated during death. Or else, you may not be capable to resist the temptation of ill thinking process. Hence it is said, whatever job or stop means repetition of holy name and austerity. That is, whatever job and stop you do, be very much cautious during death. You see, this is the warning of Sri Thakur. Therefore, I told my friend, think twice before you die. You want to die to avoid hardship of living a desired life. But death may lead you even worse situation. Rebirth is a certainty, whether you like it or not. That's true, as I've already mentioned in the sayings of Bhagavad Gita. But rebirth is determined entirely by the thinking process or mental state during death. If you die out of despair, out of utter disappointment, your next life may be even more disastrous. It would be a life full of disappointment, much more than this lifetime. You see, Thakur did not like death. Sri Thakur once said like this, those who do not know death properly, only they can aspire death. I repeat it. Please listen. Thakur says like this, those who don't know death properly, only they can aspire death. It is no use sacrificing life unnecessarily. That is why, you see, I have told you that suicide is not at all advisable in any state of point, in any state of situation. Now, death of, so therefore, Thakur also, says like this. Actually, his favorite saying is like this, that do not die, nor cause any death. Resist death to death. Well, you may well argue as to whether there is any proof that Sri Thakur's sayings are correct. Actually, my friend Mr. Mukherjee asked this question, and I told him, see, Mr. Mukherjee, you are correct. But remember, some people, surely very, very few, they can remember their past life. Those people are known as Jatishwar, means the people who know the memories of events of their past life. Now, Sri Thakur deputed one of his disciples named Sri Sushil Chandra Bose to do research on Jatishwar. And that disciple, namely Sri Sushil Chandra Bose, did his level best to find such persons. And he did succeed. You see, one Santidi, was one such example. She did narrate the events of her past life in so particular details that there was nothing to disbelieve her statements, as her all statements were proved absolutely correct. This was verified by eminent persons of that locality, and Sushilda verified it with her relatives of both parental and also her in-law side. Sri Thakur termed the retentivity of Jatishwar as Sritivahi Chetana. Please remember, Sritivahi Chetana. This is a very important a term. This Sritivahi Chetana is a term, it is coined by Sri Thakur. It means that memory carrying consciousness even after death. In other words, it may also be called as death penetrating memory. It may also, you see, as I've told you, so he says that if we can attain this death penetrating memory, then it is in a way, you see, it is in a way mean that you can say it is a kind of conquering death. This is, in Gita, I should say that in Gita, in the 16th sloka of 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, there is a sloka which says like this: Abrahmo bhuvanal loka punah avartinorjuna mamupetto tukunteyo punarjanmo navidyate. The literal meaning of this sloka is, O Arjuna, all the worlds together with the world of Brahma are subject to return. But O son of Kunti, there is no rebirth after reaching me. So you see, Mamupetto tukunteo punarjanma navidyate. This means, you see, the scientific explanation, I should say. Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra is a spiritual master with solid scientific base. Because in Gita, what Lord Krishna says, that Mamupettu tukunteo punarjanma navidyate. It means that there is no rebirth after reaching me. That is, if a person can reach to him, that is, reach to his Ishto, that is Lord Krishna in this case, in Gita. And for the disciple of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, for us, our Ishto is Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, the same thing almost. Actually, the same thing, the same prophet, you see, as I've told you, the God is one, remember. They are, you see, God is never two. This is the philosophy of our religion. Maybe deities are many. As a matter of fact, it says like this: there are 33, you see, millions of, you see, deities. But they are, you see, they are means all of the deities have got certain, you see, faculty of taste. They are called faculty of taste as per according to the sayings of Thakur. But God is one, and the external manifestation of Nirakar God is definitely the Purushottam, or you can say the incarnation of God. And anyway, so coming to this point, that is Mamupetto tukunteo punarjanma navidyate. Thakur has explained it scientifically. He says like this, that is, if we can acquire, you see, this death-penetrating memory, then we can say that we have conquered death. That is, in a way, we do not need rebirth. In other words, we will get the abode of our Lord Krishna in case of Gita, or abode of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra for disciples like us. Now again coming to this point, that is, maybe death cannot be registered. That's true. Though it can be enlightened. As a matter of fact, today's science, you see, is working hard to enlighten our life. Now, according to Thakur, achieving death-penetrating memory, you see, it means achieving immortality. He says that, you see, to accept death as inevitable is no credit. You see, we are sons of immortality. We must conquer death. And how to conquer death? He says that to achieve this death-penetrating memory, this Sritivahi Chetana. Now, he wanted us to achieve this memory-carrying consciousness even after death, not for one past life, but for all past lives. You see, as I have told you, see, in case of Gita, Lord Sri Krishna, in one of his sayings, you see, in the 5th sloka of fourth chapter. It says like this: Bohuni me betitani janmani tavacharjuna tannaham veda sarvani natan vetta parantapo. The literal meaning of this sloka is that, oh Arjun, many lives of mine have passed, and so have yours. I know them all, but you know not, O scorcher of enemies. So therefore, you see, Thakur, as I've told you, Thakur, according to, he wanted us to achieve memory-carrying consciousness even after death. Not for one past life, but for all past lives. He inspired us by saying that if a single person can achieve it, as I've told you in case of Japishwar, Santidi, for example, she was a living demonstration. You see, if a single person can achieve this, there is no reason why, Thakur says, that others cannot. One of his favorite sayings is like this, that one white crow disproves that crows are black. One white crow disproves that crows are black. However, to achieve this death-penetrating memory, you need to attach with Sadguru, failing which it is impossible. One Parashuram, he asked Thakur like this, what happens after death? Sri Thakur replied, the obsession of complexes or mental state, as I have told you, through which a person dies, he or she will take rebirth with the same complexes. You see, this phenomenon, actually, you see, I have discussed in detail this phenomenon. But there is an assurance. You see, that is, however, you see, for that person to whom his or her ishta is everything, he or she gets shelter to his domain. That is, Mamupetana Tukanteo Punarjanmana Vidya. So therefore, last but not the least, nobody wants death if he or she knows how difficult it is to get rebirth after death. And death is a known fear, as we did die many times and we did take many births. Known fear is more frightful than unknown fear. You see, this statement may sound peculiar, but it is a hard truth. So therefore, I think, at least I have attempted to answer the questions that, you see, at the beginning of my speech, I put forward. So therefore, I think we must think twice before we die. It is not that, it may be so happen that death cannot be registered, that's all right. But it is not that, at least we should try, we should strive to achieve, to conquer death. And the process is, as Sri Thakur says, to attach, you must attach with your Sadguru. But remember, only God can be the Sadguru, no one else. And it is possible, because how? As a matter of fact, by attaching your Sadguru, it means that you are trying to control the complexes. You are trying to, augment your thinking process, your mental state towards a higher line, towards a higher level. And if during death your mental state is in higher level, that is, if it is associated with the ishto, then it is, it is a definite case that your next birth, if it is at all needed, will be of higher quality, and if it is not needed, maybe no rebirth is needed. In other words, the liberation or salvation, as the people say.